Truckers, Part 15. Eventually, they reached the end of the corridor. There was another door there, with a glass in the top half. Gerda stared up at it. "I can see there's words," said Grimmer. "Read them out." "I'd better not look at them," she added sweetly, "in case my brain goes bang." Gerda swallowed. "They say, Arnold Brothers, established 1905. D.H.K. Butterthwaite, General Manager. He's in there," she said. "Well, there's beans in bean tins and fire in fire buckets," said Masklin helpfully. "The door's not shut. Look. Want me to go and see?" Gerda nodded wretchedly. Masklin walked over to the door, leaned against it, and pushed it until his arms ached. Eventually, it swung in a little way. There was no light inside, but by the faint glow from the corridor through the glass, he could see he was entering a large room. The carpet was much thicker. It was like wading through grass. Several metres away, there was a large rectangular wooden thing. As he walked around it, he saw a chair behind it. Perhaps this was where Arnold Brothers, established 1905, sat. "Where are you, Arnold Brothers, established 1905? He whispered. Some minutes later, the other two heard him calling softly. They peered around the door. "Where are you?" hissed Grimmer. "Up here," came Masklin's voice. "This big wooden thing. There's sticking out bits you can climb on. There's all kinds of things up here. Careful of the carpet. There could be wild animals in it. If you wait a minute, I can help you." They waded through the deep pile of the carpet and waited anxiously by the wooden cliff. "It's a desk," said Gerda loftily. "There's lots of them in furnishing. Amazing value in genuine 100% oak veneer." "What's he doing up there?" said Grimmer. "I can hear clinking noises." "A must in every home," said Grimmer, as if saying the words gave him some comfort. "Wide choices of styles to suit every pocket." "What are you talking about?" "Sorry, it's the sort of thing Arnold Brothers, established 1905, writes on the signs. I just feel better for saying it." "What's that other thing up there?" He looked where she was pointing. "That? It's a chair, swiveled finished for that executive look." "It looks big enough for humans," she said thoughtfully. "I expect humans sit there when Arnold Brothers, established 1905, is giving them their instructions," said Gerda. Grimmer said. There was a clinking noise by her head. "Sorry," Masklin called down. "It took me a while to hook them together." Gerda looked up at the heights and the gleaming chain that now hung down. "Paper clips," he said, amazed. "I never would have thought it." When they clambered to the top, they found Masklin wandering across the shiny surface, prodding things with his spear. "This was paper," Gerda explained airily, "and things for making marks." "Well, Arnold Brothers, established 1905, doesn't seem to be around," said Masklin. "Perhaps he's gone to bed or whatever." "The abbot said he saw him here one night, sitting at his desk right there," said Gerda, "watching over the store." "What? Sitting on that chair?" said Grimmer. "I suppose so." "So he's big then, is he?" Grimmer pressed on relentlessly. "Sort of human-sized?" "Sort of," Gerda agreed reluctantly. Masklin found a cable as thick as his arm winding off across the top of the desk. He followed it. "If he's human-shaped and human-sized," said Grimmer, "then perhaps he's a—" "Let's see what we can find up here, shall we?" said Gerda hurriedly. He walked over to a pile of paper and started reading the top sheet by the dim light coming in from the corridor. He read slowly, in a very loud voice. "The Arnco Group," he read. "Incorporating Arnco Developments, UK, United Television, Arnco Schultz, Hamburg, AG, Arnco Airlines, Arnco Recording, the Arnco Organisation, Cinemas, Limited, Arnco Petroleum Holdings, Arnco Publishing, and Arnco UK Retailing." "Gosh," said Grimmer flatly. There's more, said Gerda excitedly, in much smaller letters. Perhaps they're meant to be right for us. Listen to all these names. Arnco UK Retailing PLC includes Bonded Outlets Ltd, the Grimethorpe Dye and Paint Company, Quick Clean Mechanical Sweepers Limited, and... Something wrong, said Grimmer. And Arnold Brothers, established 1905. Gerda looked up. What do you think it all means? Bargains galore, preservers. There was a light. It skewered down on the two of them, white and searing, so that they stood over a black pool of their own shadows. Gerda looked up in terror at the brilliant globe that had appeared above them. Sorry, I think that was me, said Masklin, his voice coming from the shadows. I found this sort of lever thing, and when I pushed it, it went click. Sorry. Ah-ha-ha, said Gerda mirthlessly. An electric light, of course. Ah-ha, gave me quite a start for a moment. Masklin appeared in the circle of brightness and looked at the paper. I heard you reading, he said. Anything interesting? Gerda pored over the print again. Notice to all staff, he read. I am sure we are all aware of the increasingly poor financial performance of the store in recent years. This rambling old building, while quite suitable for the leisured shopper of 1905, is not appropriate in the exciting world of the 1990s, and as we all know, there have unfortunately been marked stock losses and a general loss of custom following the opening of newer major outlets in the town. I am sure our sorrow at the closure of Arnold Brothers, which, as you know, was the foundation of the Arnco fortunes, will be lessened by the news of plans by the group to replace it with an Arnco Super Saver store in the Neil Armstrong shopping mall. To this end, the store will close at the end of this month and will shortly be demolished to make way for an exciting new Arnco leisure complex. Gerda fell silent and put his head in his hands. There's those words again, said Masklin slowly. Closure. Demolished. What's leisure? Said Grimmer. Gerda ignored her. Masklin took her gently by the arm. I think he wants to be alone for a while, he said. He pulled the tip of his spear across the broad sheet of paper, creasing it, and folded it up until it was small enough to carry. I expect the abbot will want to see it, he said. He'll never believe us if we... He stopped. Grimmer was staring over his shoulder. He turned and looked out through the glass part of the great door into the corridor beyond. There was a shadow out there, human-shaped and growing bigger.